Hello, I'll try to calculate effective damage protection, reduction or heal, just to get general idea which skill is better, or is it even better to use my setup compared to Serenade meter build with specialization and just generate as fast as possible and heal people, or maybe swiftness with as much protection and shield as possible. For this first part of the test, I'll just use swiftness maximum together with Desperate Salvation level 3 and summon a boss to see how much Serenade meter I can fill in 1 minute with this build I'm currently using. This is for protection as much as shield as possible and reduction of damage together with few buffs. So summoning boss, starting tests. Around 45 seconds is when I feel my first bar. Let's say in a real fight I don't actually get to spam abilities like I did just now, so we can calculate these two different ways: 45 seconds or 1 minute. So first time is 45 seconds and this one is 60 seconds or 1 minute. For the cooldown on Wind of Music, it's 18 seconds minus 38.65%, so around 10 seconds. Okay, that lost 10 seconds. So I wrote in all the cooldowns. In the first time now I'll just use 38.65 to calculate the time with swiftness on. Okay, so this should be cooldown with maximum swiftness. Might as well remove all these spells that don't have a defense. Okay, now more visible. Now I'll go and calculate a percentage of shield or damage reduction from a rounded up 100,000 and put that into swiftness. So this didn't go as I planned it will. So what I have right here is, for example, passive cooldown. This is cooldown with swiftness on. So this says 18 seconds cooldown, but when I cast it, you can see it's 9, almost 10 seconds cooldown. So that's for all abilities. Then this is amount that it protects or heals or blocks damage per cast. This is duration of time the buff, damage reduction or heal lasts. What we have here is how many casts per minute. This is total duration of buff per minute, and this is total amount of damage reduction, protection or heal in 1 minute. Now this is obviously as maxed as possible with no downtime, almost impossible to achieve in game. Here's a quick test. My HP is not rounded up to 100,000 and I have tripod here, so it's 27% of my HP. But just for the sake of test, let's see how much do I get in 1 minute. Okay, starting test. One cast, 21.5 thousand per cast. Second cast, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, and that's about it. So I got 7 casts in 1 minute, 7 times 21.5, so 150,000 around that. And what we have here, maximum value of 165, almost 166,000. So it's pretty close. Okay, so this keeps getting bigger and bigger. So I also calculated with expert level 3, and expert level 3 even target is below 50%. And also awakening plus expert for desperate salvation. I also wanted to calculate taking 50,000 damage in minute and how much does it actually block, but this is kind of complicated with all the uptime and effective shield. Might do it, I'll save this and I might do it later. And also this is all swiftness build that I tested right now. I might also do it for specialization. This will increase only desperate salvation. This build seems pretty safe to me in terms of defense, but let's see. Instead of swiftness, if I go specialization, that means I'll fill serenade meter faster. But then I wouldn't be using these skills. I need to use something else to fill it faster. So I'll use the one from my test that I did to fill the serenade meter and skills efficiency. Okay, so specialization. This is the build I'll go with to fill serenade meter as fast as possible. Harp, Sun Shock, Blood of Storm, Stigma, Heavenly Tune, Dissonance, Wind of Music, Guardian Tune. I'll summon and boss. First I'll spend this. When I hit the first serenade meter, I'll spend it and see can I fill it the second time as fast as I did the first time. Summoning boss. Okay, wait, something moves less.
These hands are itching for some action.
Okay, starting test. Stopping the starting test now. So, 25 seconds. So that's 20 seconds for the next one. So around 20 to 25 seconds. With specialization build, we get serenade meter plus 72% and serenade observation skill recovery amount 51.5%. Now calculating this compared to this amount with swiftness build, we instead get this amount of recovery in 1 minute. But cooldown, because we have specialization for all the skills, goes back to default. And this is the amount of protection I get now from these skills. So we gain here almost 50%, but we lose 50% on all the other skills. So I don't use these skills, I swap them to gain serenade meter faster. This is Awakening plus Expert. Now the thing with Awakening, this is not perfectly calculated because Symphonia is 5-minute cooldown. With Awakening it's 2.5 and my calculations are per minute. And on Swiftness build it's less than 4 minutes without Awakening, somewhere between 1.5 and 2 minutes with Awakening level 3 on Swiftness build. And also it's not calculating that you get 1 bar for free instantly. So this number is not entirely correct, but you get the idea. I added the Symphony and some important details, so just quickly go over everything. This is skill name, my HP, time to fill or cooldown, cooldown with Swiftness, Swiftness plus passive cooldown reduction, effective shield here or blocked damage, duration of that effective blocked damage shield or heal. This is specialization build just for salvation. This is Swiftness protection in 1 minute. Swiftness casts in 1 minute. Duration of protection in 1 minute uptime. Then Awakening level 3, Expert level D, Expert at 50%, Awakening plus Expert. This is just separated. I didn't calculate this in total. This is specialization bonus we get in specialization build for Serenade of Salvation. This is in 1 minute. Needed to calculate the specialization in 1 minute protection. Then this is shield, heal or life taken from reduced damage. This is limit that we can take. For example, Wind of Music provides a shield, so that shield adds on top of our HP and our effective life goes 265%. And Dissonance, for example, is debuff on enemy, and even though here we can take 256,000 damage, we can only take 39% of that because our HP is 100,000. Then this is for specialization and the limit for specialization. And here is a total. This is for swiftness, this is for specialization, and again I needed to calculate the limit because we have maximum HP that we cannot take more than that because we'll die. And results are almost identical. The difference is that in my first build I also have 2 spells that provide buffs to allies. However, in second build that I tested here, I just have slightly more damage, but not enough to compensate for the loss of those buffs. And as we can see here, the gain from specialization to fill it faster is not enough. It's barely the same. Now again, this is just a test. This is not perfect. I'm gonna keep using my build with swiftness. I think it's better. I might change my mind if I do some professional testing, but for now this seems fine. And also, well, this is just a test, this is not perfect. From what I gathered here, I'll just be using my build that I used until now, swiftness with protection as much as I can, and buffs, full support build. This is good for now. If I do some professional testing, because this is not perfect, I might find a reason or way why specialization is better. But for now, yeah, that's all. See ya.